How to be a team player without becoming a doormat. Brought to you by Lux von Zollern, the maker of exclusive garments for successful women, available at the website lvzprestige.com. Think Lux von Zollern when you wish to amplify your executive impact in high-stakes business environments. Being a team player is practically a prerequisite in any job description these days. Employers love to wax poetic about collaboration, synergy, and we're all in this together vibes. But let's face it, teamwork can feel like a polite way of saying, carry everyone else while Karen delegates tasks to herself like she's the queen bee of office politics. Sound familiar? For women navigating the shark-infested waters of corporate culture, being a team player is essential. But, and here's the key, you also need to guard your boundaries like Fort Knox. Because if you're not careful, being a team player can quickly morph into being the unofficial office punching bag. So, how do you walk the tightrope of collaboration without losing your spine? Here's your survival guide. Define what team player actually means. Let's clear the air. Being a team player does not mean saying yes to everything. It's not your job to play hero every time Chad forgets his deadlines or Sheila dumps her responsibilities on you because you're so good at it. Being a team player means contributing to collective success while ensuring your own contributions are recognized. It's about bringing value to the table, not setting the table, serving everyone else, and clearing the dishes while they take credit. When someone tries to saddle you with their work under the guise of teamwork, respond with, "I'd love to help, but I've got my plate full. Let's find a solution that works for everyone." Translation: not my circus, not my monkeys. Learn the art of strategic agreeableness. Here's the deal. You don't have to disagree outright to protect yourself. Sometimes, the best defense is a velvet-gloved nod. Agree strategically and follow up with a suggestion that conveniently redirects the work back to its rightful owner. When someone says, "You're so great at organizing meetings. Can you handle this one too?" you reply, "I'd love to collaborate on this. Let's split responsibilities so everyone plays to their strengths." Boom. You've just positioned yourself as a collaborator, not a doormat. This tactic is especially effective in toxic environments where every suggestion is a power play. You stay agreeable, but you also stay in control. Spot the manipulators and power players. Let's talk about those coworkers who seem to collaborate by pulling strings behind the scenes. You know the type, the ones who somehow make their incompetence your problem. The trick is spotting these players early. They thrive on subtle manipulation, guilt-tripping, and gaslighting. If you don't call them out, politely of course, they'll keep piling on. Here's how to respond when someone tries to guilt you into their workload. "I appreciate that you trust me with this, but I believe in distributing tasks evenly so we all shine." This signals that you're a team player, but not their personal safety net. Protect your brand. Say it with confidence. In the corporate world, perception is everything. If you're constantly accommodating others, you risk being seen as a pushover, not a leader. And let's be honest, leaders don't have time to be everyone's personal assistant. When you contribute to the team, make sure your efforts are visible. For example, if you led a successful project, speak up during meetings. "I'm thrilled with the team's success on Project X. I took the lead on specific tasks, and I'm proud of what we accomplished together." See what you did there? You highlighted your contribution without hogging the spotlight. It's classy self-promotion, and it works. Master the subtle art of delegation. Here's a secret most team players don't realize. Delegation is a two-way street. If Karen keeps dropping her work on your desk, it's time to reverse the flow. When a task comes your way, think critically. Does this align with your goals or responsibilities? Can you delegate it to someone who would benefit from the opportunity? For instance, if someone says, "We need someone to take minutes during the meeting," respond with, "I'd be happy to guide insert name through it. They've got great potential for this." Translation: hard pass, but thanks for asking. Play the long game in a toxic environment. Toxic workplaces can turn teamwork into a battlefield, but you don't have to get dragged into the muck. The key is to stay strategic and keep your eyes on the bigger picture. Focus on aligning your actions with your long-term career goals. Build alliances with colleagues who share your values and steer clear of office drama. When faced with passive-aggressive behavior, smile, rise above it, and let your results speak louder than their gossip. Know when to pull back without burning bridges. Here's the golden rule of teamwork. You can't pour from an empty cup. If the team is draining you emotionally or professionally, it's okay to take a step back. Try this. I'm committed to helping the team succeed, but I need to focus on specific task right now. Let's revisit this once I've made progress. You've just set a boundary without shutting the door. Being a team player doesn't mean being a pushover. It means contributing with intention, protecting your boundaries, and ensuring your value is recognized. When you master this balance, you'll not only thrive in your role but also position yourself as a leader who commands respect. Navigating power struggles and building strategic alliances. Now that you've mastered the art of setting boundaries without looking like you've started a rebellion, it's time to level up. In Part 2, we're diving into the nitty-gritty of surviving office power struggles and forging alliances that elevate your career and, importantly, your sanity. Because let's face it, working in a cutthroat environment can sometimes feel like you're starring in a reality show where everyone's auditioning for most manipulative colleague. But don't worry, you're not just surviving this game. You're about to win it, with wit, humor, and strategy that would make even Machiavelli proud. The power of strategic niceness. Kill them with kindness isn't just an Instagram quote. It's a tactical move in the workplace. Toxic environments breed paranoia, and a little bit of authentic friendliness, with a hint of strategy, can go a long way. When you're kind but firm, it disarms even the most conniving coworkers. Someone trying to undercut you? Smile sweetly and say, "I appreciate your perspective. Let's discuss this further when we can both contribute to a productive solution." Translation: Not today, Satan. Strategic niceness also means knowing when to deploy it. Use it to charm those whose influence you need, while staying wary of those who mistake kindness for weakness. Handle the saboteur with style. Every office has that person. The one who smiles to your face and subtly undermines you when no one's looking. These saboteurs thrive in chaos, but you're about to rain on their parade. First, identify their tactics. Are they twisting your words? Taking credit for your ideas? Document everything. Keep your receipts like you're preparing for tax season. Then, respond with grace. For example, if a saboteur tries to take credit for your idea in a meeting, casually say, "I'm so glad you like the concept I proposed in last week's brainstorming session. Let's build on it together." Boom. You've reclaimed your territory while making it clear who's in charge of the idea. Build your inner circle wisely. In a toxic workplace, trust is scarcer than decent coffee in the break room. That's why building a strong inner circle is critical. Look for colleagues who share your values, work ethic, and sense of humor. These are your allies, people who will lift you up rather than drag you down. But don't align yourself too obviously with just one faction. Power in the workplace is fluid, and you need to be flexible enough to swim with the tides without being pulled under. Compliments can go a long way in forging alliances, but make them genuine and specific. "Your presentation was fantastic," sounds generic. "Your data analysis on the Q4 projections was so clear and insightful. I'm stealing your Excel tips," is memorable and flattering. Neutralize the gossip machine. Office gossip, the ultimate weapon in a toxic workplace. It's tempting to join in when the tea is being spilled, but resist. Gossiping may feel like camaraderie in the moment, but it's a trap that can backfire faster than you can say, "She said what about me?" Instead, adopt a neutral stance. Smile, nod, and redirect. "Oh, interesting. But speaking of deadlines, how's that quarterly report coming along?" Gossip dies when you refuse to fan the flames. If someone gossips about you, address it calmly. "I heard there was some confusion about my role in the project. Let's clarify so we're all on the same page." You've shut down the rumor mill while looking professional and composed. The fine art of selective transparency. In the corporate world, sharing too much is like handing someone your playbook. Sure, transparency fosters trust, but oversharing can make you vulnerable. For instance, when someone asks, "How are you handling all the deadlines?" Don't unload your stress like it's a therapy session. Instead, say, "I've got a lot on my plate, but I'm prioritizing and pushing through." You've acknowledged the challenge without showing weakness. Selective transparency also applies to your goals. Share just enough to show ambition, but not so much that others can use it against you. Play to your strengths, loudly. In a competitive workplace, the loudest voice often wins. But you don't have to shout to be heard. Just let your strengths shine louder than any noise around you. Make a habit of highlighting your contributions subtly. For example, if your team meets to discuss a successful project, don't just say, "I'm glad it went well." Say, "I'm proud of how we executed specific task. I'm glad I could bring specific skill to the table." This reinforces your value without sounding self-absorbed. Know when to walk away. Sometimes, no amount of strategy can fix a toxic workplace. If you've tried every play in the book and the environment still feels like a dumpster fire, it's okay to prioritize your well-being. Leaving doesn't mean you've failed. It means you're choosing growth over stagnation. Before you go, tie up loose ends professionally and leave on a high note. You never know when you'll cross paths with former colleagues. Navigating a toxic workplace is like surviving a reality TV show. There are alliances to build, villains to dodge, and challenges to overcome. But with strategic niceness, a loyal inner circle, and the ability to handle saboteurs, you'll not only survive, you'll thrive. Remember, being a team player doesn't mean sacrificing your dignity or peace of mind. It's about balancing collaboration with self-respect and setting boundaries that protect your value. Now, go forth and conquer. And when the office politics get messy, remember, you've got the skills to play the game without losing your soul. Brought to you by Lux von Zollern, the maker of exclusive garments for successful women, available at the website lvzprestige.com. Think Lux von Zollern when you wish to amplify your executive impact in high-stakes business environments.